Welcome. Welcome. How's everyone doing? Welcome back. It's going to be a good one today. Turn it up a little bit because I don't want to be too loud. I don't want to be too quiet either. I want to be Mr. Smooth. How to be Mr. Smooth. Senior Smooth Operator. I'm looking at a job position to become the Senior Smooth Operator. The smoothest operator that ever operated, actually. Yeah, that's me. That's what I'm sort of gunning towards right now. What do we got going on? What do we got going on? Ladies, lady men, ladies, and gentlemen. What's up? How are we doing? How are you? I'm curious. How are you? I'd like to know. Me, I'm just, you know me, man. I'm just pressing record, saying things, blah, 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 blah. Same old. Who wants to know about me, man? I want to know about you. But in this moment, at least, I cannot, so I will not. We will continue today. Today is a very exciting day for me. Why? Because it happened. I woke up. I saw a bunch of old people, and one of them said that one of the biggest things that we all take for granted is that tomorrow will come. And tomorrow is now here. And I don't want to take it for granted. Hallelujah for today. Let's talk about religion. I'm not religious, personally, but I could talk about it for quite a while. I've never really, I guess like everything, it starts when I was a little kid. We would have to go to church around Christmas time, and we'd have to dress up nice, and I couldn't stand it. I thought that it was the most boring thing in the entire world, and I wonder why I thought that way. Because when I really look back and I really think about it, maybe I thought that way because, like, I could tell secretly that my parents didn't want to go either, you know? Like, where did I get that notion that it was super boring? Well, I guess when I was so young, we would go, it was a Catholic church, and there was this place in the back for kids as young as me, and that's where we'd go with a one-way mirror, so that, you know, if we made noise or cried or ran around, we wouldn't disturb the mass. And I remember being in that room, like, why are we here? This doesn't make any sense. Then, you know, as I get older, we keep going to Mass around Christmas time. Not much more other than that. Well, when I was 11, 12, I was going to Sunday school on Wednesdays with a neighborhood friend of mine. And that was cool. But I don't really have a great memory of it all. God, right? Is he real? Is he not real? I don't know. I don't know. At times have taken a hard stance on it, and like I really laid into it, like, but at times I've also been talking with friends and such. At this time in particular, it's just me and you. I saw, speaking of things that I've seen, something that said, "The man who moves a mountain begins with small stones." And I've really been beating on myself, I feel like, internally, because I haven't started this new regimen. You know, I have I want to branch out to all these other social media platforms and like have multiple accounts on all of them. I wrote a plan, but I haven't bitten the bullet yet. You know, I haven't hunkered down and put the extra couple hours in every day to just begin. And I've really been beating on myself, like, come on, it's like, there's no time like now. And that's true. There's no time like now. But the other extreme is, let's just move a couple pebbles at a time. And I certainly am moving pebbles. Rocks. I would even say that what I'm doing now is moving rocks. Not pebbles anymore, just rocks. I'm picking up rocks and I'm moving them. The problem with progress is that once you are truly making it, it becomes the normal, and then you just expect nothing from yourself except for greatness, and anything less will be a failure. when there was a time where none of it happened at all. And you chased this, what you're doing right now, and you imagined this as success. But now you are here. It is no longer success. This is just the normal, and you have a new version of success. And it's just very interesting. And you wonder, like, okay, so some days maybe I need to let myself know, hey, I am currently successful. And then other days maybe I need to let myself know that, like, all right, let's push the pedal down a little bit harder today. Or maybe, yeah. So, yeah. I am, Yep. I'm live on Keeping It Real, episode 108. Very privileged, honored to be here. Not really sure, what there is to say, do. I want to, like, put you up on a pedestal, man. You listening to this right now. I feel like I'm one of those dudes from, like, the 1970s, like, motivational CDs or whatever. But, I mean, there's just a lot of value to it. And I wonder, like I don't know. It's because it's me thinking, well, what do I do at this time that I've allotted myself? I've done lots of things. I haven't done lots of things. What is there to do? My speech patterns are quite interesting, wouldn't you say? It's like I kind of just like dance around things and never get to anything concrete. But I'd like to challenge you to go try and get to something concrete when it's just you and it's the same thing every day. Because maybe what this is pretty concrete, but it just doesn't seem like it from my perspective. Let me share with you something I saw on YouTube. This young man, I believe he's in some New York City college. I don't know why I think that. I just have this vibe. Has taken it upon himself to dress in a full tuxedo, bring what I assume is a tripod and a camera into an elevator, a school building elevator. And then he rants to the camera about the Minecraft movie. He once told, through his eyes, the entire plot of Hamilton as the elevator is going up and down, picking up people. And it worked. He's getting lots of views. When people in his recent episodes come in and they see the camera and they see him in the tuxedo, they clearly know who he is. And they text their friends and they FaceTime their friends. And they're like, look, I ran into him finally. His shtick, I really love how he goes about it, man. I'm a big fan of his. He doesn't acknowledge people. he just sticks with his point and keeps talking to the camera. And it just makes for like the best thing ever. And you gotta think to yourself, this is the first time I've seen anything like this, right? But how many times do you think that idea has been had? I mean, I am guilty of thinking I probably have had that idea before. Like, what if you just filmed yourself riding in an elevator all day up and down? And it's like, well, how come I've never seen that before? Yeah, you've seen like pranks and stuff. But the name of his YouTube channel is I forget his name, something like, it's his name, and then it's anything can be Taylor Cartalio or something like that. Anything can be a podcast with his name, Taylor Cartalio. And he's right. Anything can be a podcast. You know what I wanted to say today on Instagram Reels? I'm going to go ahead and make that reel right now. Because this is how I'm feeling. What is going on? It is good morning. You know me. But what you should also know, well, you shouldn't know. Well, actually, probably should based on the mic and what I'm wearing. I'm live on Keeping It Real. And I decided I'd make an Instagram reel because I can do that. I know I've been doing this for almost a year now, and I still hold on. I'm gonna get cut off. How do I add a clip? Next. Back. Edit. Got it. Okay, what I want to say here is I still feel like, dang, is what I'm doing really, really stupid, you know? And yeah, I just wanted to share that. I don't think it is. Well, you know, sometimes it's really, sometimes it's like it's been like I want to go to bed. I still haven't made the Instagram video or whatever, even on YouTube sometimes or wherever. And I just feel like this is kind of dumb, right? And it's kind of just in that moment, me versus me. Like, well, is it dumb? It could be if I decide it is. And yeah, I think I lost the plot here. I was walking and I had this thought. It was like Theo Vaughn on my Instagram scroll page. You know, do you get what I'm saying? And I kind of lost it, but I tried my best. And I'll say this reel right here, I'm proud of. In the same way that I'm proud of the ones where I just deadpan the camera and play a trending song. Or the ones where, you know, I just hand the phone to my buddy and say just like, do whatever. I leave you with this. The man who moves mountains begins with stones. Happy Monday, people.
You know me, but what you should also know, well, you shouldn't know.
That was different. It's been a while since I had a reel like that. Well, yeah, that kind of got me all like worked up because I don't know what it is about Instagram, but it's like it seems so crazy on there. Like everyone's like doing their thing and like freaking out, and you know, I'm just chilling. I'm always just chilling till I'm not chilling like a villain. I'm illin', I'm killing it, willing it to kill it. Jack, think for a second before you speak. I am excited because after this episode, I'm going to go and eat breakfast with my dad. Very excited for that. And then after that, I'm gonna come back here and we'll see what happens. Keeping it real will be complete. I will have already filmed this. So hopefully I make my title card and post it. Make my 10-minute video. And then, you know what I was thinking? Why don't I just start a little bit smaller? Like I want to post more reels, right? I have this grand idea because the reels are really taking on. I'm getting like thousands of views on my reels. So why don't I just start small and do a couple extra reels today? You know, see what we can do today. Just a couple extra reels. Instead of like opening 20 accounts and posting 200 reels a day, like just chill. Just do a little bit more than you usually do. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, what is there to say? You know, what is there to say now? Well, I always find myself here. So we can begin. I could speak about anything And that is almost too large of a choice. It's overwhelming. It's like standing in any aisle in any supermarket in America. Too many options. I wish that there was just one kind of everything and it was super quality controlled, really good for you, and I just didn't even have to think about it. But there's like 20 different kinds of everything. And I'll be damned if I don't want to be the person that adds a 21st to a certain category. I have yet to make a single dollar in my life that has come from like all the money that I've made has come from other people's dreams. You know, like Autobell Car Wash, that was a different man's dream. Jersey Mike's, that was another man's dream. It was Mike in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. I actually don't know if his name was Mike or what the deal was, but you get my point. My point is that like this is my dream, what I'm doing right now. It is. And I have yet to make my first dollar, and I've been doing it for a year. And I know for a fact that if I began each Keeping It Real episode with "this is my Patreon," I would at least have 50 cents in my bank account that I could say, hey, I made 50 cents from my dream. And I think that actually it's time to do that. I think it's time to start saying this show means a lot to me. I hope it can mean a lot to you. And if you have anything you can donate, now's the time. Because I'm confident in this, and I'm confident in myself, and I wouldn't try to sell you anything that I thought might just be a hit and run, like a pump and dump. Like, there's no quick bucks here. It's like a hey, if you think maybe you see something in me, then give me $1, give me $2. Because I know that I've actually never given anyone money online like that before, but I have been quick to just like give friends money. Money to me is, I'm really bad with money. I still don't have anything saved. And I really ought to start, because I really do think that I want to end up in New York City. But bottom. And it's interesting, it's tricky, it's confusing. I am, you know me, man. I'm just trying to figure it out live. You're coming along for the ride. Maybe you're not. If you're not, though, you wouldn't be hearing me. So it's interesting. So I've been a couple places. I've been to Colorado. I'm going back this summer. Very excited for this road trip we got planned with the boys. I wonder how Keeping It Real is going to pan out for that. I might need to pre-record some episodes. I think it'd be cool if I started pre-recording these episodes now. So like by the time the Colorado trip came, it would be like a blast from the past. I think that would be really cool. So I am hungry. I'm hungry. I am hungry. My name is Mr. Hungry, and I'm so hungry. Yes, I am. Music is a fun thing. It's a fun thing. I have felt recently like my freestyle game is, I wouldn't say getting better, but it's certainly changing. And, I could always say it's getting better, but that's just not the words I was looking for in particular. Matter of fact, I'd argue anything that you do repetitively, you are always getting better at it, as long as you're doing it. If you're not doing it, you're not getting better at it. But if you're doing it, you are in fact getting better at that thing. So yeah, I say like, I think that my freestyle game is changing. And it's kind of just interesting because it's like, well, what's it all about, right? I think rapping, I think adding to music with my mouth is a big part of it is expressing myself. And a big part of it is like proving to anybody that I have some sort of talent. Maybe that I have the nerve to do that sort of thing. Maybe that I'm confident or I'm rhythmic or I can entertain. Maybe it's all those things combined. And it's like, well, what does it mean to do those things? As I get older, it's interesting. I think when I began, it was very much like, well, who's doing this? Nobody that I know. So this is like something that I bring to people that it comes from me, right? And it was like very much like, this is me. I do this. I'm sure other people did it in their other circles, but like when you're with me and I do it, I do it. I was the guy getting everyone else to join in. I'm the guy that's like doing it alone in his car. And then you move out of your hometown and you're thrown into wherever the hell you're thrown into. And you kind of realize like how small and crazy everything is. And you get all these crazy thoughts and all these things going along. And then it starts to become like this vice almost. Like, I remember I would be on the way to school or back from school, that 20-minute car trip, and I would just be like really like screaming the lyrics of whatever I was rapping or whatever. And like with my chest, like I was yelling at the windshield. You know what I'm saying? Like really trying to get it out, man. Like fuck, get it out. And then there was this small twinge of like, I'm getting better at whatever sort of skill it is of like getting things out. Whatever that sort of thing brings you consistent. Like if you do that sort of thing consistently on a day-to-day basis where you really just like let your lungs fall flat because you're screaming lyrics that you made up in your head and you're trying to make them relevant to your life and you imagine this audience in front of you, I'm improving in whatever the fuck that is. And now we've gotten to this point where like I'm kind of like settling into this life that I've given myself, where there's these big dreams that I'd like to begin working towards, but I'm really content with where I'm at. I have a really good job. I'm not losing sleep anymore over like life trajectory or current status. I'm really good with not comparing myself to others. And when I freestyle, it's more like, I really want this to sound good. Like I really want my voice to meet the music where it's at, and I want to create something that like someone might think, wow, like someone might hear it and say, this guy really cares, or like this guy's really like rapping because he loves to rap and there's nothing else in there. It's just his love for music. And you can like tell through the song that I respect the beat, and I only want to add to it. So that's where I'm at, and it's led me to do things like, and I've done them before, but now I'm paying, I guess, a little bit special or closer attention to the gaps that I leave in between my verses and the choruses that I sing. And I don't know. And I wonder what's the next iteration for me and for rapping. I really love it. I would love to, in this day and age, there are these very talented people out there that produce, and they can take anyone's vocals and turn it into this. It's like that next step where they have the know-how, the muscle memory baked in. It's like they're one with the computer. The software is almost like an extension of their brain, and they can take these notes and these chords and these beats, and they can twist it in with these vocals and just make it something so much more beautiful than, I mean, there's beauty and limitation. And when I hold the MacBook speakers up to this microphone and I rap to you, I'm limited. I can't do reverb on my voice. There's no auto-tune. I can't, I can't loop a chorus, I can't copy and paste the chorus so that's the exact same. Like there's beauties in those tools, because all music is like this wonderful juxtaposition, big vocab word, of patterns, and they come together in such a way that makes the ears happy. And it's like, the more you can manipulate and control, and the more areas that you can give effort to creating and maintaining those patterns, the more recognized as beautiful your artwork is. And like I said, I find a lot of beauty in the limited. Like, I've never taught myself how to do special effects, or my videos are very low. Like all my editing skills really consist of is cutting, and I can sync audio, and I can add title cards and drop music and stuff like that, and format video. But that rabbit hole of this software goes so much more deep than that. And I'm probably nearing a point where it's time to start taking online classes and learning how to really use the software. Even if I find this happiness in knowing that I make my art with what I have, and that sort of helps tell the story of my work. And it does. But maybe the story is going into a new chapter. Maybe it's time for me to learn a new skill. I think one of the biggest things I ever learned from Autobell Car Wash, and I don't know what it is that I learned, but it's just, I never learned the register. I never let them teach me how to do the register. I never spent any time at the register. I just cleaned the cars. And I'm curious. I kind of wonder about that. And I'm wondering, what do I learn? At Jersey Mike's, it's not like I'm an animal and I'm soaking up all this information, but I have come a long way when it comes to the tasks that I'm able to accomplish. I'm climbing the levels of knowledge as it pertains to running and organizing a Jersey Mike's. It's a tier list, When you're hired, you sprinkle sandwiches. That's where they throw you in. You put toppings on sandwiches. It's like the most simple and explaining task there is. It's very essential to the business, and those two key factors meet in the middle and combine to give you the conclusion of, this is where a new hire should start: sprinkling, topping sandwiches. After you can top sandwiches, the next rung of the ladder is you're up on the grill. And you start learning how to grill sandwiches. And it's like, well, how does this pertain to something like this? A path walked on solely by myself. My own 2 feet carry me down this road with this camera only. Well, first off, do they? Because just like my employer at work is Jersey Mike's, my employer here would hypothetically be YouTube, or the audience, you, if I were to set up donations and sell merchandise. What's the difference? Is it just that my brain has found enough patterns to find the conclusion that this one's better, that I like this one? I mean, I don't know. I mean, how I mean, I apologize. I kind of forgot why I was talking about this in the first place. But I don't know. It's just like a lot to think about. A lot to think about. You could really keep your mind busy for quite a long time when you go down rabbit holes. And it's, what's not going down a rabbit hole? I don't know. I got to say, I'm very much looking forward to, well, tomorrow is half off movies at my favorite movie theater, so I should probably go see a movie there. And then Thursday, I'm having a guest back on again, Pete. And that is a beautiful thing because I kind of ran away from the guests. Times got hard and I kind of ran away. And while I don't regret that, I am looking for the path to be granted the opportunity to have these guests back. And I am, they're important. It's important because, I don't know. The guests are important. And I confess, sometimes I feel like I'm a therapist to my guests. And then I wonder, is that right? I don't know. It's just a feeling. I don't think it's wrong. I'm simply put I'm just trying to create an experience for a person that I think benefits them well. And that's really that's the fallacy right there. I'm never gonna know how to benefit somebody. So it's more of just an attempt. But there's beauty in the attempt. The saying, "The man that moves mountains begins with stones." He may never move mountains, but he's gonna move a fuck ton of stones. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's beauty in the attempt. There's beauty in the attempt. And it's much like success. These words all blend together: success, attempting, trying. They're all kind of like, they all jumble up, and it's all like this big sort of like pool of like word soup that doesn't really. Is this thing on? Yes. It's just very interesting. The ins and outs, the what's not and the what nots and the what do's and the do nots and the who shoulds and the what and the I am chrysanthemum. I'm going to gift these bottles of alcohol to guests because I don't. The thing about a gift, it's so interesting because giving a gift is a great thing, right? But it's all about in the way you do it. A gift can mean a lot more if you insinuate to the gift giver that the object you're giving them is dear to you. And a gift can turn into a liability if the thing that you're giving someone, you convey to the receiver that you don't want it, or it just takes up space for you. I love to give gifts. I love to give gifts. I believe I'm a gift giver. I'm the giver of gifts. I am the giver of gifts. I'm also Jack Loring Kadis, son of Shauna and Jeff Kadis, brother to Ike and Ben Kadis, and gladiator. I'm a fucking gladiator. My bad. Yo, can I get like a soda? Like I don't even know why I said that. I don't want a soda. Can I get a? We're really like pushing. We're really stanking this one along. This one's really getting the tug. What are we doing here? How did this happen? Yo, chat. How did this happen? How did we get here? Oh my God, the fire alarm. Give me 1 second. I gotta press that button. How did we get here? How did we get here? I think. You know what I think? I think that like it's all about that middle, that Goldilocks zone. Dang, what a good story Goldilocks was. It's like philosophy. It's just right. Because the pursuit of just right is almost infinite. Because it's like, if there's one house, there's two houses. And if both houses have porridge that is too hot, and then porridge that's too cold, and both houses have porridge that's just right, well, let's take that just right porridge and compare. It's literally impossible for the just right porridges to be identical. There's no such thing as two identical things, as those two things would have to be the exact same, and at that point they would just be one thing. So now we have these two porridges that are claiming to be just right, but they're not identical. So what can be assumed is the perfect porridge is the middle ground of both of these porridges. Well, okay, so now we have a seventh porridge, right, that has met in the middle of these two just right porridges. Well, what if two other houses just had the same thing happen, and there's a four house group total, so it's the 15th porridge met in the middle of all four of these houses. And you get what I'm saying. It's like a Mandela. What are those infinite zooms? What are those infinite zoom things called? Fractals. It's like a fractal. I mean, and that's all, That's all, folks. Infinity. That's it. Case closed. It's just infinity. But I think that's a good way to think about things. If you have a decision to make, or a attitude to adjust, or a belief to contemplate, you just kind of, take what you believe to be the two extremes, meet in the middle, and then, make that middle an extreme. But the problem with that is that, well, what if your two extremes are sort of like narrow you down a specific path? The problem with fractals is it's like a butterfly effect. Like if you zoom in on one leaf, you are getting infinitely further away, not infinitely, exponentially further away from, if there's two paths and both those paths split twice down the road and both those split twice, then, the further down any path that you choose that you go, you are going to be met with the truth of there being exponentially more paths that you could be on in this moment of time if you would have made XYZ choice at whatever moment in the past. It's the butterfly effect, literally. So, that's just a way for you to reframe extremes, I guess, if you back out of it and you realize, okay, well, let's keep that in mind. Maybe the other end of that would be like contemplating a decision is not only delaying your future self, but it's almost sacrificing your time for no reward. And then you have like those two things meeting, right? Like, oh, you should be ever so careful about which path you choose because of this rapid butterfly effect. Or you should say, you should choose whatever you feel in the moment as long as it helps you make the fastest and quickest decisions to keep on walking. Never stop moving. And then you're like, all right, well, let's meet in the middle. And then you find yourself as someone who finds value in being able to act on merit and instance when necessary, yet also finding the moments where contemplative decision making, is that like word soup? Contemplative decision making? I don't think so. I think that's valid. Contemplative decision making, like when can I utilize this to my advantage as well? And it's like keeping an open mind and looking for both opportunities. Like, for example, if you noticed a baby falling from the second floor of a building 5 feet away from you, you might not want to stand there and think about, how should I catch this baby? Would it hurt my hands if I caught this baby? Like, is someone else going to catch them? I don't want to run into them if we're both trying to catch a baby. Like, will the baby be okay if I don't catch it? What's it beneath? Like, am I even able to catch it? No, you just want to run as fast as you can, 5 feet in front of you to where the baby is going to land. Put your arms out and catch that thing. On the other hand, if you've been accepted to 7 colleges and you're trying to decide which one is best fit for you, but your decision is sort of just picking something out of a hat, instantaneously locking that in forever. That's actually not a good example because I think that actually might be a valid way to decide that sort of thing. At least in my world, right? Because it's the way college was for me. If I had 7 colleges to choose from, I'd be more than happy to draw from a hat. I wouldn't care. I'd just be excited that I got into 7 colleges. But the one that's more relatable to me, I think, would be like if your buddy is like, yo, dude, smoke this joint or whatever with me, or like, yeah, we'll throw tobacco in the blunt. Don't just like say yes. Think about it. Do you really want to smoke that blunt? You know what I mean? Like analyze both think about it. Just think about it and contemplate. Be critical of the situation. You have time. It's going to take them a while to roll it up. And think about how you feel and what you want to do, what you should do, and why you think that you want this and why you think you should do that. And then make a valid decision. And that, it might be better than just being in the state of mind that would help you run to catch a baby, because it might lead you to ultimately choose the right way, the right thing, which is, I don't actually want to get high right now. But then you're left with like, okay, I'm on a 3rd date with a girl, hypothetically, right? Do I kiss her? So now I feel like this is one of those situations where it's like, okay, we take both these frameworks, right? We take both of these like ways of, both these operational languages. One's the instinctive and one's the contemplative. And we want to try and meet in the middle, right? And we want to say, just do it. Just put your hand on her, make her look at you in the eye, and then inch your head closer and kiss her, man. But then you're thinking like, whoa, we don't even know this girl. Think about all the girls you've kissed previously and where you're at now. How does that relate? Think about what does a kiss mean to you? What do you think it might mean to somebody else? Is that really what you want to do right now? Like why do you want to kiss her? Should you kiss her? Like, think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Like, what about kissing her is exciting? Is it because, like, is it because that's one step closer to, like, having sex? Because we both know you don't, like, that's not actually what you want. Like, you don't want to have sex. Like, that's not, like, you're not here to have sex. That's not why you took this girl on a date, to have sex with her. You know that. Like, you'd love to have sex with her, somebody, anybody. You'd absolutely love it. Like, it would feel amazing. It's been a long time. And, like, you just would love to, like, touch somebody and be touched. Like, it would feel fucking fantastic. But so would getting absolutely flavor blasted off that nice green sticky ganja. Like, it's like you're chasing a life of discipline, and every single time you go back on your word, you're just kind of brushing off you in the mirror, and that's not cool. That's not cool. So why do you want to kiss her? Well, is this way of thinking about it damaging? Because aren't we supposed to, I don't know, maybe you can contemplate it, the contemplative thought process seems so much more simpler when it was in the context of, should I smoke this blunt or not? Like, the answer after brief contemplating is no. But this time around, it's like, for some reason, now I'm reaching into, like, hypotheticals where I walk down a certain path, aka stay with this girl, don't stay with this girl. Like, what? Why am I even, like, why am I trying to frame this yes or no question based off of what may or may not happen? Shouldn't it be more like, what do I feel right now? Well, I wouldn't know how I felt because I'm not on a third date with a girl. Interesting stuff. Write that down. Turn a page. Like your finger, turn a page. Okay. Noted. All right. So now we're back again. Left with a man with a button-down tie on in his boxers and a Sharpie in his pocket, talking to a Shure SM7DB microphone hooked up to a Focusrite 2i2, plugged into a MacBook Pro that is on a table he found out at the dumpster in a house apartment that he shares with 3 friends and is living in free of charge because his parents pay for it. Story of my life, I'll take you home. I'll drive all night until she's warm inside. Frozen. Or is it chosen? Who knows? I watched a good movie. I watched the movie that I saw. I had seen the trailer for a while ago, so I'm excited that I finally got to watch it. It was pretty good. Definitely not an all-time movie of all time, but it was pretty good. I'm kind of a savage beast mode, actually, and that has kind of led me to be an absolute savage beast mode. So, now I'm here, a savage, and I'm also beast mode. And I'm wondering, like, how savage and beast mode can I possibly be? Well, let me get back to you on that. I'm actively finding that out. There are millions and thousands and trillions of fish in the sea. So, when you, that big number, right? There's so many girls all the time. Tons of pretty girls that will all love you in spectacular different ways and let you love them, But, and that's, so when you find yourself going out with one, and getting to know about her and like learning and spending time with her, you think about that, right? You think about like all that's out there. And it's like the fact that there's so much possibility out there beyond this girl that you're giving your time to, both makes the fact that you're with her beautiful and terrifying. Because it's like, out of all the people in the world, you and me are giving time to one another, and that's amazing. And then it's like, out of all the people in the world, you and I are giving time to each other. That's terrifying. And so you meet in the middle, and you get what I've been getting recently, which is just like really fucking nervous. Like what the like, I feel like I'm supposed to know if this is right or wrong, and I have no idea. I'm glad that I think that it's a good thing. Okay, this is what I think. I tried to make the call after the first date, and I canceled our second date, but now it's Monday again, and it's time for a second date. Because she simply was like, actually, I really want to go on the second date, even though you canceled, like, can we still go? And I said, yes. Instantly, I said yes. And I wonder, like, should I have been prepared for that sort of thing? I really didn't expect her to say that. It really caught me off guard. But I don't know. I feel like, I wonder if she really understands what, like, I just did. Like, I wonder if she's looking at the way I've acted, the way that I'm looking at the way I've acted. Because the way I'm looking at it is like, okay, that was pretty, like, I don't know, that was pretty, like, vulnerable of me to go back on what I said, right? Like, oh, I don't want to see you, but now that you want to see me, okay, I want to see you. Like, that's not very, like, first couple of dates like of someone. Like, we don't mean to as people, but when we first start seeing someone, it's just sort of human nature to, like, become what we think is the best version of ourselves. And me personally, the like, first date version of me is, like, the guy that's, like, really sure of himself. Like, he stands by his decisions, knows what he wants, and is, like, going to do what he thinks is best to get it, right? So for me to have said, hey, listen, what I want is to not see you again. And then just quickly flop back and be like, I'm so excited for this date. I've been texting her, and I even got her this. Is like, I don't know. I think in one way it's a good thing, because I haven't known her too long, and she's already making me question these things about myself. And that's, I think, a good thing. But it's bad because, and you're going to hate me for this, it's bad because I've only known her for so long, and she's making me question these things about myself. It's true, though. I mean, seriously, you ever seen those people in Starbucks that, like, have their foreheads pressed against one another? It's this boy and this girl, and it's like they're, like, having sex in public, but, like, they're just have their foreheads pressed to each other. It's, like, kind of gross, I guess. And, like, they're getting filmed, and, like, one of them realizes they're getting filmed and, like, looks to the camera person. It's like, can you stop? And it's just, like, funny because it's like, what are you doing? Like, get a room or whatever. Like, you gross teenagers. Like, why are you telepathically fucking in a Starbucks? Well, isn't that also, like, the most beautiful thing ever? Like, isn't that, like, the most, like, strongest and the most amazing love? Like, they have their foreheads pressed to one another. Like, they really need each other. They really need each other, and that's awesome, because you can label it both ways, right? You can be like, oh, if you really need somebody, that's bad. Like, you shouldn't be out there dating if you really need somebody. And it's not attractive if you really need somebody, because if you're really dependent on another person, it's bad. It's like a anxious attachment style. But what does anyone know about that? Like I really do believe there's no right way to love. Like, how can you tell me that, like, oh, depending on somebody is bad? Like, you can be wildly successful and take care of yourself fantastically and still depend on someone. Is that bad? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just wrong here. Could somebody chime in and let me know what they think? Because I don't know. Like, I get it when, like, you see a guy and a girl that are, like, always by each other's side, and, like, you kind of get that gross feeling like, oh, they should really, like, like, spend some time apart. Like, they don't have to break up, but, like, maybe they should, they shouldn't have let all their personal friends go on either side. And then part of me is like, dude, they are, like, so, like, devoted to one another. I just hope it works out for them, because, like, it's really beautiful what they have. And I think the thing about it is those relationships tend to, I'm not going to say tend to not work out, but those ones really blow up when they don't work out. You know what I mean? Like, those ones are really bad if they don't work out. Whereas I think two people that are really independent and really, like, don't need a partner but want one, and are very, like, open and honest with themselves and secure within themselves, and, like, they see a significant other as an addition rather than, like, a completion. I don't know if they're any more likely to work out as a couple, but, like, say if they do work out, I would say that if they do not work out, I would say that their breakup might be less traumatizing. So that's interesting. I wrote this down this morning. I wrote down, don't be afraid to lean on people. I saw it in an Instagram reel, wrote it down. Don't be afraid to lean on people. But it's like, what if I lean on somebody and then I end up traumatized? Not gonna lie, it's happened to me. And maybe it's, like, within my power to, like, redefine what trauma is, and, like, I don't, like, maybe it's not that deep, but how am I supposed to know? Like, I'm over here just breathing, like, I don't know. I'm always, like, I'm also just chock full of lust. Like, I'm like, holy fuck. Like, a woman's body is, like, actually, like, is like heroin. Dude, lately I've been, like, biting my lip. Like, I'm like, fucking, I need to get, like, that procedure done, where I don't have any nuts anymore. Because, like, it's like force in my groin. Like, I've never in my life has this been such a, like, driving factor for me. I'm like, holy shit, like, fuck, like, it makes, oh my God, it's like, holy cow, like, I don't even know how to, like, navigate. Like, it's like I'm an animal. I'm not even sure how to, and it was very convenient for me to start talking about this now, because this episode of Keeping It Real is over. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening. I'm your host. Bye.